Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are cool. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are working hard. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. I hope you guys had a pleasant weekend. Well, I guess for us football fanatics, football players, fanatics across the world, across the country and the world in general, we had a great footballing weekend. I hope you did so as a football or sports fanatic. Today, I'm here to do what I do best. Just to give you my own analysis, to give you my own thoughts, my own views on the game, on the beautiful game that we call football, as well as other sporting codes, man. So, without further ado, this past weekend was the weekend that we were all waiting for. We're really waiting for. We're anticipating it. Um, we saw two MTN8 games take place. So that's the first leg ties of the MTN8 semi-final. The first game between which was the big one, the one that was on everybody's lips, the one that which was occupying everybody's minds, was the Kaizer Chiefs versus Mamelodi Sundowns game that took place at the FNB Stadium on Saturday, the 2nd of September, which was the 3 p.m. kickoff. Um, so obviously going into this game, everybody had already written off Amakosi. You know, everybody had already written off Amakosi due to their like poor form. They hadn't started the season on a good note, but then we saw like there was some kind of like steady progress as going into that cup game. They had been on a good run so far, winning consecutive games. First, defeating Amazulu 3-0, and as well as defeating Stellenbosch away from home 2-0. Following that 1-0 defeat to TS Galaxy at the Mbombela Stadium. So, of course, a lot of people were not really convinced by those results. They were convinced by the results, but the only thing that they were not convinced by was the performance of the team. They didn't look like the case. You might argue that it's not the Kaizer Chiefs that you know, but luckily they were able to get those results that they need in order for them to boost their confidence going into this encounter against Mamelodi Sundowns. So obviously, with Mamelodi Sundowns being on a 100% record, winning all their matches so far this season, everybody thought it was just going to be a wipe off. They were just going to go all over Kaizer Chiefs, maybe defeat them 3-0, 4-0, whatever the case may be. But unfortunately, everybody was wrong, man. Those who predicted the case those who predicted that that would be the case, they were heavily mistaken, man. I think kudos to Kaizer Chiefs for being determined, for holding their heads high, holding the ground, keeping their ground, and actually keep maintaining the discipline. But although, um, from my own perspective, I think it was a disappointing result for Amakosi. They were supposed to have just won that game. Um, I'm not sure as to whether what we can say is that I don't really think Kaizer Chiefs has got a good tactician, a good coach, due to the fact that in a game against Sundowns, right, when you're leading 1-0, right, you understand that you're playing against Sundowns. It's the first leg, right? You're playing a home game. This is a home game. You're playing at the FNB Stadium. It's a home game. You understand that lots is at stake here. You talk about a team that hasn't won a major trophy in about 8 years, and this provides them their one chance as in terms of clinching silverware, and which can be done. So after that goal that Castillo scored in the 55th minute, kudos to Ashley Dupree for that wonderful cross that he crossed wonderful into the ball, and then which was made by Edson Castillo, who netted his third goal for Kaizer Chiefs, his second in the MTN8. It shows that the Venezuelan has lived up to expectations so far. It's just all about a matter of consistency, him being able to keep up with that momentum. So, back to what I'm saying with Mulifenseki. Mulifenseki, he was supposed to have put in Siley, right? For that second goal, just to make sure they get that insurance second goal and just kill off the game. His idea was to defend, score one goal and then defend, which is not a good idea. You don't park a bus in a cup game. You can't park the bus in a cup game. You don't park the bus in a cup game. You don't. You go for it. You're a big club. You're Kaizer Chiefs. You're Kaizer Chiefs. Okay, you are Kaizer Chiefs. You're a big brand. You don't just like park the bus and say, no, okay, fine. We have 1-0. We're leading 1-0 against Mamelodi Sundowns. Let's park the bus. No, no. What they were supposed to have done is fine. You replace whoever, right? Okay, who did he replace? He replaced, in the second half, I remember he replaced Upotsani for he brought in Frosla, which I don't think that was really a good idea. I think he should have just, after replacing Potsane, bring in Saile to inject more energy into the game, into that Chiefs attack. Because right now you want that second goal just to make sure going into the next game, you're safe. Going into the second leg, you're safe. You've got a 2-goal up, you've got a 2-goal lead, and you're playing against a tough team like Mamelodi Sundowns, right? Knowing for the fact that they will be having the home advantage, it's going to be very difficult for you to get a result. So this was the time where you were supposed to take advantage of that 1-0 lead and then hit Sundowns on the counter attack. Because Sundowns, let's be honest, they were all over the place. They were panicking, misplacing passes. They were open at defense. You understand? But unfortunately, because due to the fact, like I said, maybe it's because Kaizer Chiefs doesn't really have a good tactician. A good coach would say, listen, guys, Sundowns is panicking. Sundowns is panicking. They're leaving spaces wide open. They are misplacing passes. Let's punish them. Let's capitalize. Let's not defend. Let's capitalize. Let's go at them. Let us show them no fear. Let us show them no respect. Exactly what Orlando Pirates did last season at this stage of the competition when they defeated Mamelodi Sundowns 3-0 at the Peter Mokaba Stadium. You saw how Pirates played. They showed no fear. They showed no respect for Mamelodi Sundowns. They went for it. They were not afraid. They went for it, and they got a result out of that. That's exactly what Kaizer Chiefs was supposed to do. But because the coach's philosophy is to say, no, we score 1 goal and defend. No, no. You are Kaizer Chiefs. You can't be playing that kind of football. You're supposed to go for it. Go for it. Score more goals. Go for it. Risk. You've got nothing to lose at the end of the day. For as long as you've tried, you've given it your best. You understand? You've got nothing to lose. At the same time, what I also saw is that instead, okay, if that doesn't work out, then manage the game. Bring in some midfielders, bring in some players who are good at managing the game, who can manage the game. Keep the ball. Keep the ball circulating around your players. Frustrate the opponent. Make them commit fouls. Make them commit fouls. You understand? Frustrate your opponent. You understand? Because you're leading 1-0. Why don't you control the game? Get the ball, control the game, pass the ball around. Be relaxed, be composed. You understand? Frustrate your opponent because now, when your opponent doesn't have the ball, when your opponent is frustrated, what does that do? It makes them commit more fouls. And there were several Mamelodi Sundowns players that were already on a yellow card. So now one of those players get a second yellow. Now what? It's 10 men. Now at least you've got an advantage. Finish the game. If that plan of like saying, okay, fine, let's hit them on the counter, then if you feel like that plan is not going to work, then try and manage the game. You're leading 1-0. You understand? You don't have to defend anything. You just need to manage the game. Because remember, you're not playing against you're not a small team. You're not Super Sport. Of course, Super Sport, that has always been their philosophy. Remember, that's Gavin Hunt. Gavin Hunt is a good tactician. At Supersport, that's how they win games. Most of these other most of these other clubs, Supersport, my bad, Supersport is not a small team, but most of these other teams, that's how they win games. You understand? They defend, they score 1 goal, they sit back and defend, and they do it very well. They do it very well. But you are Kaizer Chiefs, that's the difference. You understand? You cannot sit back. You must attack. Frustrate your opponent. Go for it. But now you put yourself under unnecessary pressure. And now look what happened. Kuliso Mudau scored a wonderful header. That was a brilliant header from Kuliso Mudau in the last 9 minutes of the game. The 9 minutes of the game, Kuliso Mudau. Powerful header. Great header. One of the best defenders in South Africa. It makes you wonder why he's not part of the national team. I guess maybe Hugo Post doesn't see what we see, but He's one of the best defenders in the game. He's one of the best defenders in the league. Now, now Sundowns has the advantage going into the next game. Now they've got an away goal, right? They've got an away goal advantage. It's so hypocritical from Mamelodi Sundowns that now they are celebrating when things go their way now in terms of away goal rules. Now they embrace it. Last time when they lost out to Wydad Casablanca in the Champions League semi-finals due to an away goal, they were like, no, away goal should be scrapped, this and this, it should be scrapped. But look now that it works in their favor, they don't want it to be scrapped. They see the advantage. It's being quite cocky. They're very cocky, as well as they're also very, how can I say, they're hypocritical. Very hypocritical again from Mamelodi Sundowns. But hopefully Mulife Nseke can learn from this. And another thing, at left back, you can't play at right back. You can't play a centre back as a fullback. Nika is not the player that can play, that you could even trust in your defense. It's like you're playing Maguire. It's like playing Harry Maguire at right back. You can't do that. There's quality fullbacks in the team. Okay, fine. At right back, you could put Frosler or Solomon, right? And then at left back, if you don't think Clancy is the best option, there's Martial. There's Happy Martial, a ball player. He's got great dribbling ability, great shooting ability as well. He's got great pace. He knows how to cross the ball very well. He knows how to combine with players. Put him there. And he's more energetic. Happy Martial, Vurvai. He's more energetic. Play him instead. So hopefully Molefe Nseke can take that into account, and going into the next games that Chiefs will play, hopefully we're going to see more in terms of attack. We're going to see more in terms of energy. As well as what we saw, Mtanzani was off. I think it comes to a point where you realize that Mtanzani is not Kaizer Chiefs material. He's not a player who deserves to be in that Chiefs team because he has shown that he's not a Kaizer Chiefs player. He's not Kaizer Chiefs material. He's more of a small team player. Just like most other players who, when they join these big clubs, they don't replicate that form that they have shown at these small teams. Like another example, Thabiso Kutume, former Orlando Pirates and Sundowns player. He shined at Maritzburg, he shined at Baroka, but struggled at the big clubs, at the big boys. And now he's back at Cape Town City. Even though he had the chance though, but he has struggled. So hopefully Molefe Nseke can learn lessons, draw lessons from this, and we'll see a more improved Kaizer Chiefs team. We'll see much better performance in that midfield, more speed up front, especially even on the side with regards to the fullbacks. Hopefully we'll see more speed, more agility, and better decision making from the team. He just needs the players. He's got the players, but he's not utilizing some of them. Like in the midfield, you leave out some Kelozwani, you leave out Mdusha Balala. I don't know what you expect him, but we hope he has learned the lesson. And hopefully, at least now that Chiefs they can be motivated. They just need to go to Lucas Moripe and maybe win the game 1-0 or 2-1. But they have to win away at Sundowns. They need to win. They need to at least score more than one goal. So moving on to the next game. Great goals from Castillo and Kuliso Mudau. Brilliant headers, and kudos to Edson Castillo for the man of the match performance. And I think it was also a great debut from the Colombian striker Jason Gonzalez. Hope to see more from him. Hope to see more from him in the future. Perhaps he is the player that Kaizer Chiefs need up front, but we'll see. Time will tell, man. Time will tell. Fingers crossed as well for that. Going into yesterday's game, Stellenbosch versus Orlando Pirates. Stellenbosch again were reduced to 10 men. Were reduced again to 10 men. Just like in the midweek fixture against the other Soweto Giant, Kaizer Chiefs, they were reduced to 10 men. But still, they showed character. They showed character. Thanks to a goal, they scored a goal. They took the lead before halftime thanks to Ivorian defender Toure. They showed character. Players like Rainers up front, posing a havoc for the Orlando Pirates defense. We saw players like Umteto. Wow, what a gem, man. What a gem, Umteto. I think he was the one who deserved man of the match, in my opinion. The way he was able to hold that Stellenbosch midfield, the way he was able to, even when the team was under pressure, you could see the guy was not panicking. He wasn't panicking at all. He kept his composure, continued playing the football. That's why it's important that in football, you can never come out second best in your midfield. Because if you come second best in your midfield, you will lose a game of football. Rest assured. But again, congratulations to Patrick Masongani. Well deserved man of the match, 2 assists. Wow, brilliant player. A thinker, an engine, brilliant player. Great goal by Zakelele Pasa, the Haaland of South Africa, as Orlando Pirates fans describe him. Most Orlando Pirates fans describe him as the Haaland of South Africa due to his great scoring run. Yeah, he's been on fire, man. Zakelele Pasa, I think he has scored in every game that he has played in, except for the game against Stellenbosch, of course, the opening game defeat, and also the game against Chipper when they drew away 1-1. I think those were the only games where he hadn't scored. So kudos to Lepasa. And this is now his 4th goal in the MTN8. He's now the top goal scorer in the tournament so far with 4 goals. Bear in mind, he did score a hat-trick in that 5-0 win over Sekhukhune in the quarterfinals. So so far he's the top goal scorer. Perhaps might be player of the tournament. So kudos to Zakelele Lepasa. As well as kudos to Dion Houghton. He grabbed his opportunity, scoring the winning goal in the last minute of the game. Again, thanks to Patrick Masongane. Beautiful, beautiful cross, beautiful assist to pick up the Namibian winger who headed straight into the far corner and gave Orlando Pirates the ascendancy. So, which means I think it's beyond doubt that Orlando Pirates are already in the final. I mean, 2 goals, 2 away goals. You win 2-1, 2 away goals against a Stelli's effort. Going to Orlando Stadium, help the Stellenbosch stand a chance. But hey, I guess in football, you can never doubt any team, man. This is football, man. This is football. Anything can happen in football. Obviously, Stellenbosch need to score more than 1 goal to stand a chance. But we hope maybe they can pull off what Ajax did against Real Madrid. You know, remember when Real Madrid was leading 2-1 away from home against Ajax, and then obviously going to the Bernabeu, everybody had already written Ajax Amsterdam off. But hey, we saw the incredible. We saw the incredible. Ajax won that game 4-1 away at the Bernabeu. Imagine 4-1. So hopefully Stellenbosch can pose an upset. So we don't know. It's football. Anything is possible in football, man. You just can never write anybody out. But I know Orlando Pirates are already in the final. That's in my view, my own prediction. Orlando Pirates is already in the final, and we hope to see Kaizer Chiefs as well defeat Mamelodi Sundowns in the second leg. Although many think that's impossible, but it's possible because already going into this first leg encounter, everybody had already written off Amakosi, but look, they're still in it. So I think Amakosi still stand a chance. They just need to up their game, show up a never die spirit, show that they are fearless. Like what they are described as the fearless Perfeni Dama boys. They must show that they are fearless. They must show hunger. They must show team spirit. They must show that they want to win. They want to win. They must show it. They must not be afraid of the opposition. Don't be afraid. Go at them. Go at them. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Go at them. Even though you're playing at home, away from home, but go at them. This is your chance. You need to win silverware. Otherwise, if you don't win the MTN8, then your trophy drought will stretch on. It will actually be lovely to see a Soweto derby on the 7th of October. In the MTN8 final, it will be very lovely to see that. So hopefully, Amakosi can get their act together with their coach, field the right players on the day, perhaps sign Umteto as their deadline signing from Stellenbosch. although that might be impossible, but they should, you know. So, man, thanks for tuning in. Please also don't forget to like, share, subscribe, share with your friends, man. Let them know. Share your predictions, share your comments, share your own analysis in the comment button, and hope to be in touch with you pretty soon, man. Cheers.
Finally upon us. This is another legendary pursuit of two lofty legions, and you don't need to travel into the past in order to evoke the feelings of nostalgia. Sometimes you live in it, and this, the FNB Stadium, not as packed as many expected it was going to be, but still many Amakosi faithful as well as Sundown supporters streaming in to the Calabash for what promises to be an encounter of the gods. Of brains would have learnt a lot from the Lucas Muripe result. As for the Kaizer Chiefs team, Nseki makes only one alteration to Wednesday night's starting 11. Frosler drops to the bench.
Boys, Jaka bona le nane la tlhopha sa Mamelodi Sundowns Khuluso Modau a bua jalo moraga khobalo elele me re bona jalo a dirisa bana ba kanna ba rataro mo ene a eteletseng pele setlhopha se sa Mamelodi Sundowns ba go dira jalo tikoloso ya ledi ba tshameke ga mmogo le batsereganye Sikhumbuso Khasa a thusana jalo le Kgaramokwena ga mmogo le Janke Dlamene ke bone ba batla ba tsamaisa jalo motshameko wa letsatsi la gompieno motshameko o tla tsametso.
The moment of silence there, just for the 74 people who tragically lost their lives in the fire that engulfed Johannesburg CBD. To a clash of the titans as all eyes lock onto the Calabash once more. It's springtime and we are surrounded by the blue skies. Chiefs are playing against Sundowns in a cup semi-final on a marvelous stage. Nothing as best as he possibly can to win over the hearts and minds of the masses that follow the black and gold. He'll need to lead them to handsome and repeated victories. One being wary of a suspension for this game. Good steal from Pule Modi. Pass does not match. Here's Khuluso Modau. Modiba, promising position for Modiba. Ribeiro Costa lurking in behind. Quinika. Joy a trophy can bring. That drought will want to be ended in 2023 with Nseki at the helm. Ashley Dupré, Potsane, all waiting for this delivery. It's a variation on the move. Yusuf Mart with the rise of Mamelodi Sundowns around the same period. That's a good pass. Brandon Peterson grateful. 2010-2011 season when they won their opening 4 clashes. So just when you think title, here's Neil Mayama. It's nicked off him. Chance for Sundowns here. Struck and blocked by Kaizer Chiefs.
Fela Khora e mo tlhopheng sa Mamelodi Sundowns e le Khora ya dijana ba batsa kgwele ba romela le telele a re bone fela Zitha Quinika ba khona Chiefs ba le ka go tswa ka kgwele ba tshamekela jalo ka kwana thoko Hlante a romela pele telele dabogela jalo ke Castillo ga se mo ga go tswele go robala ka Kagiso Didi e le mongwe wa batshameka gare ba ba di phatsa Marcelo Alende a retologa khona go ka ema kwa pele Rivaldo ba sireletsa kwa morago the Brazilians ba sireletsa kwa morago the Brazil senya kgwele Potsane tshameko wa maloba tlhopha sa Free State Stars le Blue Celtic ka bona Sundowns ba batsa kgwele ba e romela kgwele tla kotsi fela Sundowns ke bona kotsi kwa godimo ga dikota.
First legs pan out. But the game is kicked into life now. Ribeiro Costa with the chip. Brandon Peterson does well to operate in the tight spaces, and he does it effortlessly. To Mokwena. The attack is restarted. Good nick there. Butswil though. Chance here. Against Mamelodi Chiefs and Ditlokwe. So Modiba arrived late. Twill, here's Timbers 1M. Msimango had his number.
bonolo bona jaaka ba senya kgwele gape fela Sundowns ya go ba o tlhafa go nna jana Mashelo Alende bona Sundowns bona Ribeiro wa go goga selo a ba goga a re bone kgweleo a ba e romela kwa thoko ke bona kotsi ke bona matlhomola fela Chiefs ba ba kgona go sireletsa kwa morago ga ba tswe ka kgweleo a re bone the Brazilians ba go ba tlhasela Sundowns gape a re bone the Brazilians a ba etsa ba go bisa fa wana fela mona wa perwe ka kwa botlhaba fela Sundowns ba ba etsa ba fela fankong ya lebokoso la 18 a Bremodiba maphosa ba goga le gomo a feta kwa godimo ga dikota.
Kaizer Chiefs just need to find an out ball, just like they did against Cape Town City in the last 8. Ashley Duprier was their outlet. Receive this Allende free kick. He puts it in towards the back post with a Moroccan Ribeiro Costa. Allende, the South Americans combining effectively so far. Mokoena, sloppy from Mokoena. Well, that's naughty from Modiba, just putting an arm out.
Motshameko ga go kgwele ya Tebo Mokoena te tota Tebo go potsana in sentle ha re bone ba romela o Bremodiba o batla Chalo Lucas Ribeiro fela ba le gone kwa morago Kevin Wanli ha re bone Chalo Lucas ba ba tshameka 1-2 ngwe pedi ka Setswana ba ba koba kgwele feta go thoko ba tlhapa ka sello Kaizer Chiefs bona Sundowns ga o ba tlogele ba dira se ba se itse botoka go ineletsana Modi Putsani a ba e romela bona Chiefs ke tsa pele ke a kwala o tla ba dirile botoka mo moyeng ba ro tantabetse fela that was too close a ke tse gore ke reng fela
Ribeiro Costa, the Brazilian, doing so well. Chance here, Modiba. On the path for another penalty shootout in the quarterfinals. This very competition. Here's Potsane. This is better from Kaizer Chiefs. Ashley Duprier puts in a good cross. There it is. And that goal. And Kaizer Chiefs have scored. It was a really simple move. Potsane gave it back to Ashley Duprier. He's done it again! A waste of a corner. Here's Teboho Mokoena. Hangs it up. Chance for Mamelodi Sundowns to equalize.
Castillo Monusiwano. Adira Poso.
Has the whole ball crossed the line? No.
Terence Mashiro. On a les refrosla. On est go feta ka kgweleo. Fela ba mo khromeletsa kwa morago. Mendieta a ba romela. Kgweleo. Bona ka motsamao iketlileng. A bona. Terence Mashiro. A romela mo tseleng ya ka Mendieta. A romela. Ya re romela.
Need to play as their own. Football can only offer a small slice of solace. Is official. Stellenbosch taking on Orlando Pirates. And the Athlone Stadium hosted a ridiculously good cup game between an early taste of possession here. Bassadin. Toure up towards De Jong. Stellies have made a really positive start to the game. Here's Ikram Reyners up against Marco Reyners, early ball in. Good steal there from Adams. Monapule Saleng It's nicked off his toes. Yazid Kram Reyners, only shot for Reyners. In 2002, could Stellenbosch join that short list? They've certainly made their intentions clear. Dion Hotto.
ubandile wayola Orlando Pirates ke nathi ke ibhola ngase lihluphe bazokwenzela fana ke uMaswanganya kanasikhathi sokudlala endaweni kaDion ngale ke bengingacabanga ukuthi uzoqala benopaseka asiboneke lapha ithuba ho Sibongiseni lapha ke uyakwazi ukuzipositiona olapha umthetho asiboneke manje lapha ke ukuthi uqobo lwakhe wenze njani bamthathele ke bami ngendlela asiboneke lapho Fawaz Basadin nawo ngethola iheader umfana wayo la akhuphuke nemove asibona uNdlonto ukuthi ke kungenzeka kanjani ke ekuyona lapho nango futhi lo mfana ke oyingozi kabavimba ke manje bavimba uPatrick awachitha isikhathi lapha ke uSibande kodwa sibona usalibambile ke ibhola lapha ku inside right abona la futhi bathi onside khona wagcina ke uSalenge uzonza njani umnafule ulifaka eboxini ngiyethemba ikhona la eyazi ukuthi ke into lapha ayenza nangi lapha ke wasiboneke nje le move yakhe lapha ke uMaswanganya nanguNdlondlo bamvimbile lapha ke ibhola ke emva ke la
Basadin up towards De Jong. De Jong does well, keeps it in. Sibisi does well to recover. These two have only met once before in a knockout competition, this being the second time. On the 19th of October in 2019, Pirates snuck away with a 1-0 win in the Telkom knockout clash. And they're on the front foot here. That's a good steal from Maswanganya. And they'll have to do it all again. Dion Hotto, as he looks to bamboozle the New Zealander. Ndlondlo. Marco. Good ball from him. On the other hand, have 8 wins and counting this calendar year. So Orlando Pirates, the side, hot on form.
Fanake uBrandon Molosiane yazi ngendlela bengibheke ngayo bengithi mhlambe ngibona nje ureferee akhulu nje ngekho lutho oluthusayo ukuthi mhlambe anga.
It was a high boot, and it's in this situation that Olobadi needs to control.
Nangokusiya isandla hey yell a red card. Nangela fanake ubandile Shandu Monare Saleng la fana kufisa ngathi ngabolifikile leli bhola uDion Hotto nadefisa bekufanele nje ulpasa akasafuna ukuhlala lapha alinde ukuthi uyashaya ke yabona ke hamba salingani la manje nangi lapha ufuna ukushaya uDion.
The second red card in Stellenbosch's season. How about that header from Saleng? And a save to match. Saleng swapping side. Saleng to Zakele Lepasa. Hotto, Maswanganya back to Monare. It's in. Zakele Lepasa. Good set piece. Delivery is Basadin, and it's another good one. It's in. Beaten by the Côte d'Ivoire connoisseur. These have opened the scoring, and look who it is. It's Toure.
Onside lapha ke Orlando Pirates kodwa ke Maswanganya, Dion Hotto, Ndlondlo, Monare, Icon Antoine.
Kaizer Chiefs put in a real defensive masterclass for the most part against Mamelodi Sundowns. Stellenbosch trying to do the same. Could they be beaten now? There's
ya kila fanake umfana lona ke wakwaMaswanganye Shane sebebeke
Zakele Lepasa. He is
lapho ndaba ithethwa lapho Ndlondlo aboneke ibhola futhi ayikhona onethuba. Yes, ndaba waselibeka nje ulithintile ngempela uDionoto igol lakhe akho kugabaza ke manje ulithinte lapha ngempela ibhola walikora ekugcineni ulithintile uHoto ekugcineni uthe lakho